No one would give even a single credit for her, not even the scrap traders. The alien woman hung from corroded chains, her violet skin mottled with bruises, her silver eyes dulled by exhaustion. Torn hulls of starships jutted like jagged bones, and the desert wind carried sparks of burning metal. She looked less like a living being and more like discarded wreckage. Through the swirling dust, a human figure appeared. He should have turned away, yet he approached. The desert air tasted of rust and ash, whipping flakes of metal and sand against the skin like tiny knives. Her body swayed lightly in the chains, the violet of her skin dulled, silver eyes half-lidded as if she no longer cared which came first, life or death. The ground below was littered with debris, scorched circuits, twisted alloy, and fragments of engines, the skeletons of ships long dead. To most, she was no different than another heap of scrap, but the human did not turn away. Joran Hale adjusted the hood of his cloak, squinting through the grit. He had scavenged this wasteland countless times for metal, wiring, water recyclers, anything to survive under the twin suns. But what he saw now wasn't salvage. It was cruelty on full display. The woman lifted her head weakly as she sensed him. "Don't look at me." Her rasping words were more plea than command. Yet Joran's boots crunched closer over sand and scrap. Her sight struck him deeper than any blade. The chains around her wrists glimmered faintly. Plasma welds, old yet strong. Whoever left her here hadn't intended for her to survive. Her voice trembled. "If you came for salvage, take what you need. Just don't free me." Joran stopped beneath her, studying her face. Alien, yes, delicate ridges along her cheeks, silver hair like molten threads, but her exhaustion was profoundly human. He didn't answer. His hand rose, brushing the scorched metal of the chain. It resisted, welded to withstand strength far greater than hers. "I've seen restraints like these before," he muttered. "You'll die up here," he added, voice steady. She laughed bitterly, coughing. That was the plan. Joran produced a small plasma cutter, its hiss igniting a blue glow. The woman's body tensed. "No," she snapped. "You don't understand. Free me, and you'll regret it." His gaze remained unwavering. "Maybe, but I don't leave people strung up like trophies." The cutter bit into the first chain. Sparks rained onto sand. She turned her head, ashamed to be seen even in rescue. The first shackle snapped. Her arm dropped. The second followed moments later. Joran caught her as she fell. She was lighter than expected, her frame bearing scars of survival, not weakness. "Why?" she whispered, searching his face. He laid her gently on a patch of cleaner ground, drawing a dented canteen from his pack. She drank reluctantly, thirst overcoming pride. "You risk yourself for a stranger. Humans don't do that." "Maybe not the ones you've met," he said. For the first time, uncertainty flickered in her eyes, not from pain, but the foreign idea of kindness. She clutched his cloak, testing its reality. "My name is Kira," she said, voice rough. "Joran," he replied simply. The silence that followed was heavy, filled with more than wind and metal groaning. Somewhere a faint engine word, fading. She shivered, pulling his cloak around her. "You should have left me. They'll hunt me until the suns burn out." "Let them come," he said. Her disbelief was palpable. She had been abandoned all her life. Now someone stayed. The twin suns bled into the horizon, painting the sky crimson and gold. Scavenger birds circled overhead, drawn by scent of blood and metal. I was worth less than 2 credits. "Not even the traitors wanted me," she whispered. Joran's eyes held steady. For the first time, she felt seen. Though the thought terrified her. She wasn't scrap anymore. They crested a ridge to his outpost. Shelters patched together from salvaged hulls. Solar panels tilted like wings, smoke curling from vents. Inside, it was small but functional fire unit glowing blue. Cot battered, shelves stacked with tools. Joran offered water again. She drank slowly, wary. Why are you doing this? Humans don't save strangers. Maybe I'm done watching people die in the dirt, he said, voice like carved stone. She wrapped the cloak tighter. Protection she didn't deserve, yet it felt grounding. A distant rumble rolled across the desert. Engines drew closer. They're looking for me, she whispered. Joran grabbed his rifle, calm. Stay down. If they land, we run together. Searchlights cut across the dunes. Cannons fired. The first blast threw her to sand. Joran shielded her, dragging her to a narrow tunnel through collapsed plating. They scrambled into the night, plasma bolts raining, sand swirling. One skimmer swooped low. Joran fired. It veered off. She blinked. He hadn't abandoned her. Another skimmer closed in. She pressed her palms into sand. Silver light flared from her hands, energy rippling outward. The craft spun, crashing into dunes. You could have done that sooner, Joran muttered. I didn't trust you, she said. The battle escalated. Crawlers advanced, skimmers screaming. Her silver glow flared. They fought side by side him, precise and relentless. Her, unleashing arcs of violet energy, the desert erupting in fire and light. Together, they became a storm. The last crawler aimed its cannon. Joran pushed her behind him. Her energy erupted, meeting the blast. Shockwave flattened dunes, the desert trembling. Skimmers fled. Smoke rose in starlight. She fell to her knees, spent. He dropped beside her. You're not worthless. You never were. Tears glimmered in her eyes. She leaned into him, forehead to forehead. You saw me when no one else did. He held her close. The winds carried away the ashes of chains and fire. For the first time, she felt the weight of the past lift, not gone, but shared. You're free now. As long as I breathe, you'll never be alone again, he murmured. She closed her eyes, hands laced with his. The stars above witnessed a bond forged in fire. Would you stand beside her in the storm, risking everything, or turn away like the rest?